Let's move on to the stories because time is relatively tight. The Invictus documentary, I've watched the trails. I haven't seen the documentary. I said when I was hosting Drive with Nicola that actually this is what I think Harry should be doing. This is what he's really good at. And actually it shouldn't be about him. It should be about these amazing service personnel who've done great things.
Yes, and having watched swathes of it, I mean, I'm fascinated by the general background stories for some of the participants in the Invictus Games, and there's some really interesting stories across the board. The only disappointing is that yet again he seems to have used part of it to actually bear his grievances. As an ex-serviceman, he has every right to talk about his experiences and what it meant to him, but clearly he talks about the fact that he didn't get any help. Well, if you look at various times post his service career, he talks about how his brother helped him and mates to seek help and everything. So, again, once again, you feel that there's been a slight change in the actual reality of what happened. But I won't deflect from the actual reality of the good stories that were highlighted in the Invictus Games, which is something that he has been passionate about right from the start in 2014. And I hope will be an unqualified success when he gets underway later this week, where he will, of course, be there. And Meghan will be turning up towards the end of it, because this shows him to a good effect and something that he's always been part and parcel of his life post his service career. But clearly, his life has gone off in a very different direction since he started the Invictus Games.
Yeah, I mean, I agree wholeheartedly. Again, it felt like it was all about him. It wasn't really about what Invictus should be about. But the inspirational stories of these service personnel is extraordinary, and I do look forward to watching that. Obviously, just in terms of Harry and Meghan, they got dropped from Spotify, didn't they? In terms of Netflix, this is a big deal. Just how do you see this panning out?
Well, I think it's very well produced, this particular documentary. What they've got to do is, though, how do they find something that's going to get lots of viewers? And, you know, that's the thing, because this is, while it's fascinating, it's still an element of, it's not a standout. Hence the reason why there are these sort of, bits that are immediately focused on, which is this bit having a snipe at his family and how it's going to play out. Clearly, there are talk of other documentaries for Harry to go to Africa. Again, something that has always been at the heart of his life, to produce something that. So there's a long way to go. And bearing in mind, there's also an actors' strike, and there's not much production going on in California at the moment because of the various labor disputes around the entertainment industry. So it's not going to be straightforward to get things moving. So it will be very interesting to see how they are received over these next 10 days. Remember, Harry's coming into the Well Child Awards later this week. I think they're on the 7th. Of course, this week also, it is a year since the Queen died. So there will be all that sort of memories around that, and the other members of the royal family will remembering that. We will see Prince and Princess of Wales go to St David's in Wales for a service there to mark the anniversary of the Queen's death. So there's going to be a lot going on this week, but inevitably Harry will find a part to play, a role in ensuring that he's not forgotten, as many people will, I'm sure, be marking the anniversary of the Queen's death.
Well, there's a lot of speculation. Harry's in the UK this week. There's a lot of speculation. Won't he meet the King?
He won't, I don't think. I think that basically the talk is that it's not going to happen. Whether there's even a telephone call, I'm pretty sure he won't meet his brother, because they basically, it's a lovely hot day, but as we say, that relation, there's definitely no climate change there. It's getting really cold at the moment, and that is sad, because there's a real impasse between the pair of them, because William just feels completely let down by his brother, as Harry's tried to hang the royal family out to dry him. And knowing that they can't reply, so that won't happen. It is sad when you see a family breaking down, and of course the family have all been together in Scotland, and of course that has put the spotlight a bit on Prince Andrew, because he's been seen in public at a private affair, as it has to be said, going to church. maybe we will see him again today, because yesterday members of the royal family were at the Braemar Games, a great highlight for the Queen when she was alive going to it, and the King and Queen were there yesterday along with Princess Anne and her husband as well. So the family were gathering, so I'm sure at the church service we might see them all together today.
Yes, indeed, and of course the King in a splendid new tartan as well. Also, I was just reading here, Charles wanted the second child to be a girl.
Well, let's be honest. How many families sit round going, oh, I'd like a girl after I've had
Well, that's true, that's true.
You know, I mean, I'm not looking at that as some controversial moment, because we all basically say that. We've had a boy, we love a girl.
Fine, okay.
That's putting a line through that.
End of story. OK, Rupert, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day in the sunshine. That's Rubert Bell there, Talk Radio's royal correspondent.